Hi everyone, my name is Andy and welcome to All the Lonely Meeples. On this channel, I share solo playthroughs of various board games, including tutorials on how to play. As always, if you like this video, hit that subscribe button down below. Today's video features the final game in my favorite roll and write series, Part 2, and that is the Castles of Burgundy, the dice game, a 1 to 5 player game designed by Stefan, Feld and Christoph Toussaint and published in 2017 by ALEA and Ravensburger. If you're ready, let's jump right in. These are the components for the Castles of Burgundy, the dice game. You have your pad of sheets. They come in 4 different types. We have the A, we have B, we have C, and then we have D. And I love these because they are double-sided, which is great. You also need your 5 dice and simply a pencil. Now let's take a look at how to play. In this game, we are trying to score the most points by filling in as much of our duchy as we can before the end of the game. There are 3 rounds in the game, as shown up here, 1, 2, and 3. To do that, we're going to be primarily taking these dice, colors and numbers, along with a timer, a little different in the solo play. We're going to roll them, and we're combining colors and numbers to place on our duchy. Before going any further, let's talk about this sheet itself, as most everything is on this sheet that we'll need to know. There are several sections on the sheet itself that we'll want to take a look at a little more in depth. In the middle, we have 37 hexagons of different types. We have the gray are mines, the blue are river hexes, the purples are monasteries, the oranges are cities, the green are the castles, and the yellow are the pastures. Over here on the far left side are each of the types of terrain hexes that we have, and on each picture we have the numbers that we can put into each one. Let's go through each one real fast. So on a monastery, with a roll of a 1 or a 2, and pairing it with a purple die, a 1 or a 2, I can put 1s and 2s into my monasteries. The gray, the mines, they accept 3s and 4s with a gray color die. The river ones, the river hexes, take 5s and 6s. For the for the cities, they want different types of numbers within the grouping of cities and around them. So for instance, if I were to place a 3 right here on this one, I'll go ahead and do that. If I were to place a 3 right there, I wouldn't be able to put a 3 on this next one. I would need a, 1, 2, 4, 5, or 6. And I would do that for that grouping of cities. Likewise, the castles, they want to have a similar number placed in them of something around them. So if I were to, let's say, if I were to put a 4 in this city later in the game, and then I wanted to take this castle, as long as if I rolled a 4 and a green, I could place this 4 in this castle because it's next to another 4, as shown in this picture, equal to 1 hexagon next to it. And finally, the pastures, they want something similar. All of the pastures in the group must have the same number. So for instance, if I want these 2, I might put a 5 here. I have to put a 5 over here as well. When you complete a grouping of like hexes, for instance, these two pastures, I will score, or I will gain the benefit shown on the right side. The monks, or the monasteries bonus, are monks. So let's say I've completed these 2 monasteries here, a 1 and a 1. I would circle one of these monks, and later in the game, if I cross it out, as I've done here, I can, as it shows down here at the very bottom, I can change one of the color dice to any color that I want. It's important to note that in this game, you're not allowed to use more than 1 of powers during any given round. When completing the mines, I would circle one of these silvers. And by using a silver, as it shows down here, I get to take another set of dice. And they can't be the same, so I get to take another combo. It can't be the dice I've already used. For the river hexagons, when I've completed a group of river, I get to take one commodity. And the commodities are interesting because there's 3 in the game, and we have the time dice. Now in the normal game with multiple players, we will roll this time die and we will mark off the time of each round. Once it gets down to the bottom, we will score that round and move on to the next. However, in the solo game, we're still going to roll this die for an important reason, but we'll play 8 rounds for each round, or I'm sorry, 8 times for each round. But we roll this just in case we roll the double time. So in the regular game, we will move the timer up 2, and this blue means we get to sell our commodities. So any commodities that I have circled, I get to sell them. And down here at the bottom it says you gain a silver, which is nice, and 2 points for each commodity that you sell. It's pretty nice. The cities allow me to take workers, and what workers do is they allow me to change the number dice to any number that I want. When I take a castle, each castle has a certain type of bonus that I can take right away. At the beginning of the game, we're going to choose one of these castles to start with, giving us a bonus to start. And finally, the farms. If I complete a grouping of farms, it's going to score me double the points for that round. So now let's take a look at how we're scoring. Once a round is over, we're going to score, well, during the round, we're going to score points based on the size of the grouping of hexagons that we score. So in the first round, and actually every round, a grouping of 1, so these castles right here, completing that, we'll score 1 point. We actually start with 1 point because we're going to start with a castle already completed. In the first round, if I complete a grouping of 2, that's going to be 4 points. A grouping of 3 is 8, and then a grouping of 4 is 13 points. And the longer it takes me to complete these throughout the rounds, the points are actually going to go down. So now it's 1, 3, 6, and 10 for size 1, 2, 3, and 4 respectively. And then it goes down to 1, 2, 4, and 7. So I would love to complete a lot the first round. That's very, very hard to do, and we'll see how that goes. Finally, in the regular game, multiplayer game, in the corners here, I have each of the types of hexagons. The first person to complete all of one type, let's say of the monasteries, that person's going to score an extra 4 points once they've completely filled all of their monasteries. Everyone else, or the next person, can score 2 points. In the solo version, the first 2 rounds that we play in solo play, I can be awarded the first place prize for each of them. In the third round, I can only receive the last or the second place. Wherever we play from, we have to build off of that one. And if you played the regular Castles of Burgundy, you know that when you place a tile, you have to place around that tile. So if I were to choose this castle here, then I have access to these cities, this pasture, and this monastery. And then we'll spread out from there. And now, let's play the Castles of Burgundy, the dice game. Just before I begin, I want to remind everyone that in the normal game, we would roll this time dice and keep track of our time so that when we got down to the end of phase 1, we would move on to phase 2 and so on and so forth. And this commodity die triggers the selling of the commodities and also is 2 time toward the end of the phase and the end of the game. We're only going to use this die for selling commodities, and we're going to play 8 rounds in each phase. And so I have to decide, do I want the castle that gives me silver, a monk, a worker, or a commodity? with very little reasoning, I think I want to go with the monk. Other than the mines, it does give me all the others, and we're going to go ahead and do that. I think on the A side, it's pretty even. So I'm going to just color that in. And down here, not these monks, but down here in the castle, I'm going to go ahead and circle my monk. Real big, so that I remember that I have it. And now we'll roll the dice. And I'm going to go ahead and put this as number 1. Okay, so we have gray and blue, and a 2 and a 4. Oh, and I can sell commodities, but I don't have any commodities. And so I have gray and blue, so that's a mine and a ship. And a 2 and a 4. So kind of tough luck here because I chose the castle and I have a 4, but I don't have a mine to go next to. But that's okay. I could change a color and go maybe to the pasture. I think I'm gonna, let's see, I could go to the city if I change the color. And I think I'm gonna go to the city. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cross off this worker. Okay. And in the normal game, you wouldn't actually change this color, you would just announce it. But I'll go ahead and change this color to orange. And now I get to choose a 2 or a 4. It kind of stinks at the first round. I'm already using my powers, but that's okay. And I'm going to go to, let's go, I kind of want to work my way in. So we'll go here and we'll just use the 4. Like so. Okay. And that's round 1. Now we're on to round 2. I can see this being an issue with only 8 rounds per phase. Okay, I have blue and purple, and a 2 and a 6. Well, I like the blue 6, and I like the purple 2. So, so do I want a monk, or do I want to go the river? Let me see if I can show these dice. There you go. Okay, so I don't know if there's really a wrong thing to do right now. Let's go ahead and move left into our monks, or I could move down, I suppose. So now I can go from either of these two. So I have a lot of options. Still no mines. So right now I'm running the risk of rolling like a double gray or even a gray to take out some options. But we're going to move to the left, and we're going to put a 2 in this monastery, like so. Okay, that's round 2. Round 3. Oof. Okay. All right. So double purple. And double 1s, so I have no choice but to go with a purple 1, and that works because the monasteries, the purples, want 1s and 2s. So I will go ahead and complete this monastery. And now by completing it, a couple things happen. First, I'm going to go ahead and give myself one of the monks that changes colors. Circle there. And then more importantly, I'm going to write down my score. So in the first round, a size 2, I'm going to get 4 points. Okay, like so. And what's nice is we'll just put the total under each of these and then put our final total right here. So that was round 3. This is the halfway mark for phase 1. Okay, oof, my goodness. Oh my goodness. So I rolled 2 yellows and 2 1s. Oh, the dice gods do not like me today. But I can, I could go ahead and finish this pasture right here, or I can start moving up. And pastures just want to have like numbers, same numbers within the pastures. So I could complete this for another point, or honestly, I'm not too worried about that because every round, every phase, a 1 is just 1 point. So I can come back to that later. So let's go ahead and we'll move up diagonally here, up to the left to get some more space. So we're gonna put a 1 here. That means I have to have a 1 in the other one, but that's okay. All right. Round 5. Oh, we won't call that a roll. Okay, some options. We have a blue and a green. So blue is the river and green is the castle. And I have a 4 and a 3. Okay. So with blue, and I do have a worker that I could change. I'm not a worker, I apologize. The monk, I could change the color. And part of me wants to change the color to orange and try to finish this 3. That 3 would be a nice 8 points in the first phase. And it's different than a 4. Oh man. I can't do green here or here because these castles want to have a similar number to something around them. And right now my castles both have 1s next to them. I could do it in this castle and take a silver. Oh, and if I did that, I could play a blue 3 because I could use that silver right away. Oh, choices. So either I want to do a city here and try to get 8 points, or do a castle with the 4, the green 4, and then put the, oh, I can't put the 3 anyway because blue wants 5s and 6s. So we're going to go with the city. So I'm going to take my monk and cross it off like so, and turn to orange, and we're going to go with this combination, orange 3, and we're going to go right there. So now my most important goal is finishing this last one so that I can get 8 points in the first round. And this is, or in the first phase, this is round 6 now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. Okay, so that works out. We have gray, which doesn't help me at all because I'm not next to a mine, but we did get an orange, and it's a 5 and a 6. Oh, that's what I needed for the blue. So I think without a doubt, it would have been nice to maybe start up here and get that 4 done. I'll work on that. But I'm going to go ahead and put, we'll put an orange 5. So as you can see, my cities want different types, and I have different numbers. I have 4, 3, and 5, and so I am going to put 8 points here. I just want to double check the workers. Okay. For a completed city, you get the respective amount of victory points plus a worker. Okay, perfect. So I will take a worker. Like so. Okay. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is round 7 of phase 1. I'm not really sure what I'm going to do next. Possibly finish this pasture. I keep wanting to say prairie. Pasture. Okay. I got a green and a gray. And a 5 and a 1. I'm excited about the 1 because I can get this city here, which would give me access to the mine. That city. I can also do this city here, which gives me access, a little more access to these cities up here, this castle to these cities. I think, I can't change color this time. So I think what I want to do is I will take this city down here, which gives, or castle, which gives me another worker, and I'll use the green one because it matches the, I can do that because it matches the monastery next to it. Okay, and we'll go ahead and circle the worker. It is important to note, I had to look it up because I was confused for a second. If in the event that I cannot place a dice combination, I would lose my turn and I would take one worker. That's why there are extras here than what's on the board. And with that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Here is the last one. I would really like a yellow 1. No. I did get to sell my commodities, of which I have 0. I'm really glad because I rolled another green and gray, but because I took this castle right here, I have access to the mines, and the mines want 3s and 4s, and I have a gray 3. I think that's the best choice. I could do a green 3 and get another point right now. That's something. Oh, maybe I want to do that because I'm next to the mines anyway. Let's go ahead and gain 1 more point for this round. And the silver, of course, lets me take 2 dice. So I kind of want that because if I have something, 4 really good dice that I could use both of, I'd go ahead and do that. So I will take, I was set on the 3 gray, but I'm going to do 3 green instead. And I will circle the silver. Okay. And the good news is I'm 1 more castle away from completing the castles. Okay. So with that, I get another point. Oh, and I did not give myself the point for this castle. So I should have 3 1s here. So 1, 1, and 1. Yeah. And I like this because as long as you don't go too far, it's pretty easy to keep track of what you've scored. I scored 8 for these 3, 4 for these 2, and then I have 3 1 points. Okay, and that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that was 8. Okay, we are moving on to phase 2. And in this game, there is nothing to do in between the rounds. We just go right into the next phase. So here we go. All right, I did get a yellow 1 and a green 3. The green 3 doesn't help me, but the yellow 1 does. And I think I'm going to go ahead and take the yellow 1 and complete the, this is round 1 of phase 2. I'll complete that pasture right there. So that pasture is a 2, size 2, which now in phase 2 gets me 3 points instead of 4. Not too bad. Okay. But it will actually give me times 2. So it's going to give me 6 points. So I'm just going to go ahead and add 2 3s there. There you go. Like so. And just so I remember if I ever have to go back, I'll go ahead and tie those together. All right, that was round 1. Here is round 2. I maybe need to start working on blues. This is one of those games where it's very hard to do everything. Okay, yellow and orange. Well, I do have access to this orange here and this yellow. Oh, so I could change a number. I don't think I need to do that. And I could do both, actually, if I wanted to. I can get 2 extra points right now. Is it worth it? You know what? Sure, we're going to use the silver, and we're going to do, let's go ahead and just do a yellow 3 and orange 5. It doesn't really matter. So we're going to do both those combinations, and we're going to cross off our silver. And we're just going to take 2 extra points here. So I said yellow 3 is going to go right here, like such. And we'll go ahead and do that right now. So that 1 point is actually going to be 2 points because it gets doubled. I'll go ahead and just put a 2 here. And then the orange 5, like so. That is going to get me 1 point. And it's going to get me another worker. So I have 3 workers to use. Okay, I actually don't remember right off the top of my head if any leftover workers are points. I don't believe so, and I will double check that before scoring. And then we have round 3. All right, here we go. So things are starting to fill out. Okay, so a yellow 1 and an orange 1. So I'm using 1s. You know, since I have these yellows done, it might be good to try and finish all my yellows. I need to, oh, you know what? Oh, I can't change the color. I do need to finish this castle so that I can get the 3 points instead of the 1 point, because this is my last round to complete all of one type of color. So, what should I do? Maybe I go orange and try for that 4, which would be 10 points. Let's try for it, because if I don't get it this phase, it'll be worth 7 points in the next phase. I think that's what I want to do. So we're going to take an orange 1. We'll just put it, we'll put it right here. I'm really putting it right there and not either of these two, just so I have access to this top row if I want to. I haven't done anything with the commodities yet. So with that, there's my 1. We're on to round 4 of phase 2. Oof, okay, all right. That's what I wanted. So I have to use green, and I have 1 and a 5. I'm gonna go ahead and take that 1 in the castle, and I'm gonna get my castles done. Because I can use a 1 because it wants to copy, the castles want to copy a hexagon surrounding it. And the only numbers surrounding it right now are 1s. Okay. So I will score 1 point for that. And then instead of putting the other special points over here, I'm going to go ahead and just circle this to remind myself that I did receive that. Okay. And don't let me forget to count that at the end of the game. All right, round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of phase 2. This game moves pretty quickly. I don't think I've rolled a blue recently. I got gray and yellow. I do need to do this gray as it gives me access. Oh no, actually that doesn't, it gives me access to this orange. That would be good. Because I'm having a hard time getting down to those yellows. And I can do a gray 4. I do have access to these grays. And there's only two groupings of grays. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll do a gray 4. Okay. That's it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Round number 6. Okay. Oh, that was a gray. So I have all gray, and a 1 and a 6. Now grays want 3 and 4s, and unfortunately that doesn't work. But I have a ton of workers. Well, not a ton. I have 3 workers, 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to go ahead and use 1. And I'm going to change one of these dice to a 3 or a 4. It doesn't really matter. I'll go ahead and make it a 4. And we will put that right here. The best part about that is I've completed the mines, so I do get another silver. So I'm hoping to maybe play, that's kind of hard to see. So I am hoping to maybe play 2 more before this round is over. And for 2s, for groupings of 2s, I get 3 points. Okay. All right. This is round 7 of 8 in phase 2. Oh, a blue. Okay, so this is interesting. Oh, this is important. I'm glad I saw that. Commodities. So I get to sell my commodities when the blue timers come off. So I do have a commodity here from my castle. So I'm going to cross it off. And that I receive 2 points plus another silver. So I'm going to put 2 points on my score sheet and circle another silver. Okay, it's important to note that the commodities, selling commodities is not one of the actions, not one of the special actions that you can take, because you can only take one of your, use one of your specials in a round. The commodities is not one of those. You collect them, and then when this die face is rolled, you get to sell them. So that's not, so if I wanted to, I could use a silver, and I think, look, I can't use a silver and a worker at the same time, so I'm not going to be able to use both these dice. And to be honest, I haven't done a whole lot with blue, and I don't think I'm going to start now. So I'm going to go ahead and use a gray. Well, maybe I do have to. Nope, I'm going to use a gray. And we're just going to use a worker. I have one more worker left, so I'll cross that worker off. I'm going to turn this gray to a, let's make it a 3. And we're going to put it up here. Like so. My goal is to get another gray, because I can't change it with monks. I don't have any. But I'd like to get one more and complete gray. All right, here we go. This is the last round of phase 2. Okay. I didn't get it. That's okay. So I have blue and yellow and a 4 and a 5. So I could use both, and I think I'm going to do that. I could use a blue 5 and then a yellow 4. The reason I think I'm going to use both is I have 2 silver, and I need to start this this yellow section here and have access to this yellow section for phase 3. So I'm going to put the blue 5 here. If I can complete that blue grouping of 2, that's fine, but I'm not worried about that. And I'm going to put a 4 here in the pasture. There we go. So now I need another 4 here, and I now have access to these down here. And I will cross off a silver because I used it. And now I'm going to go ahead, since we are now in phase 3. We have 8 more rounds until the end of the game. I'm going to go ahead and cross off these tops here because I cannot earn them anymore. According to the solo rules, you can earn, that 6 points would have been really nice. You can earn the first place bonuses in rounds in phases 1 and 2. So I can still earn the second place. So let's go ahead and do round 1 of phase 3. Okay, I could sell my commodities if I sell my commodities if I had any. I don't, but I do have gray, and I can only use gray. And gray wants 3s and 4s. So I don't have that, but I do want the points and an extra silver. So I'm going to use a worker, my last worker, right there. And I'm going to change this die to, we'll change it to a 4. And we'll place a 4 right here. 1 turn too late. So I've completed these grays and these grays, all the mines. And so in phase 3, a grouping of 2 is worth 2 points. And I've completed all the grays, so I will circle my extra 1 point there, and I will take another silver. So I still have 2 silvers. Part of me thinks silver is worth something at the end of the game. I'll check if I have any left at the end of the game. Round 2. Okay, green is no good. I can sell commodities. Ooh, but that's perfect. I have yellow 4s. And so it's interesting to note, I have a green and a yellow, but I can't use the silver because I'm going to use the yellow 4. I can't use the silver to use another yellow 4. That's not allowed. Let me double check. I'm pretty sure that's not allowed. You can't use the same 2 dice you combine to mark you must use at least one other. Oh no, you must use at least one other die. Oh, that's wonderful. I misread that. So I can, in fact, use this yellow 4 and this yellow 4. So we're going to do that. So I'm going to cross off silver. Oh, I'm glad that I checked that because I was going to play a harder version. And this yellow 4 is going to go to completing this pasture over here. Now that pasture right there is going to score me double, whatever round I'm in. And I am in round 3, or phase 3, so it's going to score me 2 times 2 for 4. Now the other yellow 4, I'm going to start right there, which means I do need another yellow 4. We'll see if that happens. Okay, and I can sell commodities, but I don't have any. This is round 3. Okay, so orange now. I've been waiting for orange because I really do want to complete this city. And it's going to take me 3 rounds to complete this. Possibly I do have another silver. 3 rounds, and I have this orange over here. I would like 3 extra points. And a grouping of 4 is 7 points. So I think that's most important. I do have access to this city down here. Green doesn't matter to me anymore. So we're going to go ahead and just put a 2 in that city. My goal is to finish this for 7 points. And that was round 3. Round 4. Whew. Okay, well, I get to sell my commodities, of which I have none. Oh, look at that. So I have gray and yellow, and I have my 4 that I need, which is really nice because I have no workers. I have 1 silver. So I will take that yellow 4 and I will place it right down here. That was lucky. That was really nice. So I have now completed all my yellows. So to start, this yellow is going to be 2 points times 2 for another 4. And then I'm going to go down here to the majorities, or finishing all the yellows, and I will take an additional 2 points. And that is round 4. Round 5. Okay. Sell my commodities. Oh, I don't have any, but I am going to get one. So unfortunately, I wish this was a 5. I could use it twice. I'm going to go ahead and use the blue 6, and I'm going to complete this blue right here. Give me some points. I'm not really playing commodities right now, but that blue grouping of 2 is going to give me 2 points. Every point counts in the solo version. That's a silly thing to say. It counts in every game. All right, then I get a commodity. Okay. So my first commodity from blue hexagons, from the rivers. And that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 3 rounds left. Here is round 6. Oof. Technically, I could get all my cities done. Not that way. Okay, so here's the first one, is that I can't play yellow and I can't play gray at all. And so when you can't play anything, I believe gain a worker instead. Yep, that's it. So that's kind of sad. especially since I'm almost done with the game. I'm trying to get one more thing, but I couldn't play any yellow or gray because those are already done. So I just gain 1 worker. And that was an easy round. So 2 more rounds. I cannot, I guess I can still complete my cities, but I gotta get a good combo numbers here. Okay. So I'm gonna look at purple now. And at this point, I'm just looking for points. Oh, I can sell my commodities, so that's good. I will cross off my commodity here. I will gain 2 points and a silver. Oh, I hope silver is worth something at the end of the game. We'll see. Okay, so 2 silvers. I cross off my commodity. I'm going to go with the purple 2. And I can't do purple 4 because it wants 1s and 2s. So I'm going to go over here and I'm going to score myself 1 point by finishing that monastery. And I'll give myself a monk. Okay. Whew. Last round of the game. What I'm looking for are 2 numbers that can work here, preferably 3, 4, 5, or 6, and an orange. Or if not, I can change the orange. I can't change the color and the number. So one of these things is going to have to roll really well. And then that'll be the end of the game. Oh, okay. So here's the good thing. I can sell my commodities. I don't need to. The 4 and the 6 are oh, I can't use a silver and a monk at the same time. Oh, darn. What should I do? Okay, I think I can't complete that orange, so I'm not gonna bother with changing it to an orange. I can complete this orange though. I'll just change one of the colors to an orange and get another point. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Ah, shucks. All right, so we will use a monk to change this to an orange, and we'll throw an orange 6 down here. That gets me a worker. And most importantly, 1 point. Okay. And that is the end of our game of the Castles of Burgundy, the dice game. Give me 1 second. I will tally up scores, show how I did it, and we'll see how I did. All right, the final score has been tallied. Let me show you how I did. So I went ahead and scored 15 points for phase 1, tallied up my score. Phase 2 also scored 15 points. Phase 3 I scored 16 points. And after adding up my first place take for castles, second place take for pastures and the mines, that was 6 points, put it over here. And my total was 52 points. And in the back of the book, I always enjoy having a solo game that gives rankings of levels of how well you did. And so it says, will you achieve more than 50 points? Well done. More than 60, excellent. 70 or more points, incredible. So in this playthrough, we get well done. So from Castles of Burgundy, the dice game, score 52, well done. And that is our playthrough of the Castles of Burgundy, the dice game. Thank you for joining me at the table for a solo playthrough of the Castles of Burgundy, the dice game. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking it and hitting that subscribe button. And feel free to shoot me a comment down below. Thank you again, and I hope you'll join me for my next video.